Thanks for listening to the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast, where each week we talk about a free piece or two of technology that you can use in your classroom. I'm your host, Shannon Martin. I'm a middle school teacher, technology coach, and personalized learning coordinator for my district.
What's up, coach?
And I'm a gym teacher, too. Yes.
I got a text on Friday saying, I taught gym class, and then a second text that said, I taught gym class, as if to say...
And then a third text that said, I taught gym class. Did I tell you about it?
Yes. So you had a number of people out.
Yes.
And you had to teach gym class.
I did.
You got a whopping $16, and also an experience you will never forget.
It was fun. So, being in a smaller district...
Yes.
We all wear a bunch of hats, and
chip in where you can.
We all help each other out and do things and cover each other's classes all the time. Like, that's just what we do. And a lot of times, like, as staff, we just cover each other, and they don't hire subs if it's not a full day. If it's just a class here or there. So we, our wrestlers went to state. And,
good job, wrestlers.
And because of that, we are then short-staffed because the staff has to travel with the kids.
Right.
So
You don't have a team of fully paid coaches that just travel with them?
Yeah. No. So because of
Does
that...
Does anybody have that kind of stuff?
About halfway through the day, I got hey, Shanna, what are you doing at the end of the day? I was like, well, I don't know. What do you need me to do? And they're like, hey, you want to teach gym class? And I said, well, what do I have to do? And they're like, I don't know. Just show
Nobody
up at the
knows
gym.
what happens in gym class.
Yeah. And so, I mean, there's plans left and everything, but, you know, we're on the other side of the building. So I've covered a lot of classes, but I've never, ever in my career covered a gym class. Like, I've done, I've coached cheerleading, and I've coached dance team, and I've coached things. And when I was at, like, the project-based school, we supervised kind of with the kids. It was all student-driven. So I've never, like, run traditional gym class. What was fun, though, is this was not a traditional gym class at all. It was...
you made, like, a CrossFit class out of it.
It was, like, CrossFit / like, personalized learning. It was amazing. And so the class is actually called Get Active, Stay Active, and it's an elective. So the kids that were in there... were like, they signed up for the class, and there was only 8 of them. So I was like,
and you had no sub plans, right?
No, well, if they were, I don't know where they are because I don't know where the gym teacher's office is. Like, I
today,
don't know.
have them do 50 air squats
no
and
idea.
30 push-ups.
I just showed up, and I had talked to my 8th graders. Luckily, it was 7th and 8th graders, so I knew the kids. And they were like, Mrs. Martin, I'm like, where do we meet? I don't even know where your class meets. Like, just show up at the middle school gym, and after we change, we just meet there. I'm like, okay, great. I'll meet you guys there. Like,
so the teacher hasn't talked to you since you filled in, right? Okay.
No. And so it'll be fine. I'll just be like, hey, this is what I did. I don't know what your plans were.
It doesn't matter because the kids are talking about it.
Oh my gosh, the kids are so sparkly about it. So anyway, so long story longer.
We're opening a gym, and you're going to be a coach.
No. So I brought paper and markers, and the kids made their own plan, and I put them in 2 teams, and they had to design the workout for the other team, and then they earned points when they completed it, and then I was making up things as I was walking around the gym and writing notes on papers and then making them run around the gym and like find the papers and then do the things on the papers. I had no idea. And they were like laying on the floor like, this is exhausting. I was like,
get up, kid.
I was like, this is gym
You're getting
class.
an F today.
I was like, this is gym class. What do you guys normally do? Like, not this much work. I'm like,
But it's a class. It's an elective.
Yeah, it's like
they're middle school, so.
Yeah.
But
they're like, we play games all the time. Like, they do, like different games, I think. But there's only 8 of them, so they kind of, like, do their own thing. And then they go in the weight room and stuff sometimes. So, anyway, long story. So I decided after, like, teaching gym class, and I had already started, like, putting together this podcast.
Yep.
About fitness and health and gym class and stuff for gym teachers and health teachers. I was like, oh, my gosh, now I'm going to, like, teach gym class, and then I found even more things that would be helpful.
You sent me a message at the beginning of the day, which I guess was coincidental.
It was very coincidental because I didn't find out until like
you
noon.
said for this week's episode, we're going to talk about gym tools. Do you have any in mind? And then the texts actually were, and I will read them. I just taught gym class, LOL. And then a few chats later, I just taught gym class, ... LOL. Gym class. Did I mention gym class?
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with the fact that you asked me about gym class or health tools,
Right.
which is the topic of the show today.
Right.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So
there's a whole lot of gym classing.
It's funny how that worked out.
It did.
That makes me chuckle a bit inside.
It did, and it's something that like, and the other I told teachers like I've never covered gym class. They're like, all right, well, do what you gotta do,
Buckle up.
And I was like, cool. And so,
they're not gonna listen to you, and then you're like, watch me.
Well, I'm running gym class. Mm-hmm. Like 3 other teachers stopped by to chat while I was running gym class.
They wanted to see the.
I think everyone wanted to like witness me. Like
it's like I'm gonna watch this NASCAR race to see the crashes.
Like to see what happens because Shanna's never taught gym class, so let's do what she's done.
And there you were.
It was kind of fun.
You beat them. Good work. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
It was fun, and it was 8 kids, and they were awesome. So it really was easy.
Yeah.
Not that every gym class is, but what I was dealing with, like I had all the kids were on board with me winging gym class, so it was fine.
One of my other favorite gym class. I have 2 other favorite gym class stories. Can we talk about them here on the show? Is that okay?
Sure, as long as they're like appropriate gym class stories.
First gym class story, maybe less appropriate. My dad got his GED because he dropped out of school his senior year because he didn't want to take his last gym class. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a very successful guy now.
I remember him saying that.
But he's like, but right. he thought this was in the 70s. Mm-hmm. It was like like bucking the system kind of thing. But he didn't finish high school because he didn't want to take gym class, which always blew my... And then he was always like, make sure you do well in gym class.
And you're like, okay, well, we got that handled in our house. We're good.
Right. The other thing is Brianna.
She's my stepdaughter, your daughter.
You're right.
Yeah. She's
almost 16.
Yep.
She's a power lifter, a state and actually a nationally ranked power lifter.
Yeah.
And she takes elective gym classes, but there are strength classes, and she's always either the only or one of 2 girls who's in the class, and is like the example for the class because she's
strong up the boys.
She's stronger than most of the boys, and the boys who are stronger than her are only stronger than her because they're farm boys or big boys who
like taller and bigger than her physically.
But not from a ratio perspective, just from a just happen to be like I think she's stronger than me from a ratio perspective. Yeah. And
she's a strong girl.
So
and it's funny though because then like as your dad is like, go to gym class. Like this girl, she works out at the gym 4 or 5 days a week, plus gym class 5 days a week.
And looks exactly like him.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's adorable.
So she's got her state powerlifting finals coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
So
cool. We got a lot of gymming. So anyway, the gym's on the brain around here.
Yes.
So when it comes to tools, I have a list of them. So I was thinking, so then this is like my whole like thought is like being a gym teacher or a coach or like promoting health in your classroom even, it all goes together. But doesn't. But like in a classroom, like in a regular classroom, we have our Chromebooks and we have, technology that we can use. And then gym class, I feel like those teachers could use technology, but it's not really conducive to gym class. It's not like you're going to bust out a Chromebook in gym class, even if it's a 1-to-1 school. Like you want to be getting active.
Nobody's sitting down at computers or anything like that in gym class.
But then I was thinking, like, there's so many like tools out there for gym teachers, though, that even if you wouldn't necessarily use them with your students, like they supply teachers with so many cool ideas and things like that. So I have several tools for teachers to promote that. But then while I was in gym teaching gym, I had a thought, and I'm going to come back to that. So
let's hit it.
We're going to start with our actual websites first. So first up is called pecentral.org.
Yes.
P-E-C-E-N-T-R-A-L.
Phys Ed
P-E, no, P-E-Central.org. Don't get confused.
But PE as in phys ed.
Yes, correct. But
so pecentral.org.
Yes. So this site is super cool when it comes to resources. Now there is, like, if you want to enroll, like, online, they have classes you can take, like online classes, like $59, something like that. But there's a bunch of freebies on the site where they have lesson ideas and like over like 2,000 plus resources for gym teachers. But what's cool is if you click on it, in the part where it says like lesson resources on the front page, then they give the breakdown, like preschool, grades 3 through 5, 9 through 12, K2, 6 to 8, and then they have like active gaming, assessments, bulletin board ideas for gym class, dance, health, and so it's really cool. So you can just like pick like grades 6 through 8, and you click on it, and then there's subcategories that you can pick from. So between like about the body, or cooperation and learning, or basketball, or bowling, or dance, or hiking. Like there's so many different topics you can pick from.
Sure.
And then it breaks down the lesson plans at that grade level, and then units that you can design from there. Like, so everything is loaded in by grade level and then by category.
Yep.
So like you can pull up, there's an NFL quarterback warm-up that you can have kids do, and then here's the lesson plan, and here's the materials you need, like hula hoops and trash cans, and then here's how you run the lesson. So it's really kind of cool, like as a resource, if you are doing the same 12 activities, you know, throughout the month, each, like just a way to mix things up, which is pretty cool. I also love a good bulletin board, and they have super cute bulletin board ideas for
sure,
teachers in there.
Yeah.
For gym teachers or health teachers. But what's also nice is that they have like what's new and up to date. So if you go to the site and you kind of dug through everything, you can click on it, and like I found a lesson that was designed last week. So like there's still teachers loading content in, which is pretty cool. They even have a breakdown for like field day. So if you run field day at your school, like
that was one of my favorite days in elementary school.
I know, it's cool, and it's like all these ideas are set up and planned. So while there are paid for things on the site, there's a ton of like lesson plan ideas and boards where you can like chat with other gym and health teachers, and it's just kind of a cool resource that I thought, wow, like I know as a teacher I'm always looking for ideas, and I thought it was a cool place just to kind of dig around and find some new stuff to work on. So
that's PE Central?
That's pecentral.org.
By the way, speaking of like if you're looking, like let's say you're in a pinch and you need to come up with a workout for kids during class, or you got roped into doing to substituting for a gym class. One, I like what you did better than anything I'm about to say, because I think what you did is fantastic. But if you go to CrossFit.com, they'll have the workout of the day. So WOD is what it's known as. And you schools might not have the equipment, though, if it's like specifically weight trained piece that you would have to teach, or if it's a certain piece of equipment. But most of the time it's something like air squats and push-ups and things like that.
Well, even like older kids, like if you're like high school kids, if they want to start like working out, that would be something that they could use to promote older kids.
CrossFit.com has one every single day. Cool. But if you just type in whatever your local CrossFit gym is, most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, that CrossFit website has a link on the site that says WOD, and you click on it, and it's whatever the workout of the day is, and you can just go do that.
You should probably like also say, P.S. Fuzz does CrossFit, if you didn't know. So he's a worker-outer kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm a worker-outer kind of guy. I just quit my CrossFit gym because of...
Well, now the whole family's at the Y, so
we are at the Y. Yeah, it's just internal drama.
We can all do stuff.
We dropped out.
It's just like middle school.
But I've been there 4 years, and I really like CrossFit. So,
well, there's a lot to offer with it.
But only because they switched things up and you learned a lot of different movements and get out of your head any of the negative stuff that you may have seen on TV or heard in the news. It's not like that at all. Mm-hmm. But if you're teaching
competitive exercise.
If you're teaching it, just make sure you're teaching the movements correctly, and things are all good. Yep. And only go into your students' abilities.
Right. Which I think most teachers are pretty
for sure.
aware of. Yeah. Cool. Our second one is peuniverse.com.
So the first one was PE Central. This one's PE Universe.
Yes. That one was a .org. This is a .com.
Okay.
And here, not only do they have like lesson ideas, but they have videos that go with them. So like other teachers have created the videos either of their students doing the activity or like their setup for it. So like there's one video that was posted like 3 weeks ago. It's super cool. It's roller skating in PE, and he like shows how this is where we keep the cabinets for all our rollerblades, and then they like build a tunnel out of it. So while the kids rollerblade in gym, then they get to like go through this tunnel that's made of the cabinets from the rollerblades and like ball handling and all kinds of stuff. So and you just pick your grade level and then search, and there's all kinds of videos that then demonstrate activities for your kids to do, which is pretty cool. You can sign up and then you're able to share and view resources and things like that. So if you're going to learn, there's a whole set of resources in there. There's lesson plans, skill development. They have blog articles like how to host a family fitness night for physical education. Like there's a whole article on that, which is pretty cool. So there's all kinds of cool resources, not just for your class and activities, but also for like getting family members involved and things like that, which is pretty cool. So I like that one because that one has more videos versus just lesson plans in it. So that was pretty sweet. Which I liked. So those are two like straight like gym teacher, phys ed, health teacher, websites.
They're both right there in the title.
Then we're kind of like going off into
going rogue
a little bit. Actually, that's cute. I wasn't gonna do that one, but now I'm gonna do that one because you like set it up. We're going rogue. So for your fitness, in your fitness life, if you are familiar with the brand Rogue,
yes,
Rogue Fitness, ROGUE Fitness. .com.
They make great equipment.
We don't need to sell it, but yeah. You use it often.
But this program that we're talking about is free.
Okay. So we all know that I love a 3D design setup. So we've done Room Styler and Floor Planner. And we did like the barn builder with the steel barn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Rogue Fitness has Zeus, and it's a gym builder.
Yes.
So it runs just like Floor Planner that we've talked about before. You drop your room shape in, you put in doors, walls, windows, whatever, and then this one,
you drop in the equipment you want.
What's cool though is you just before you drop in the gym equipment, you have like architecture, so you can put in like your garage door. But they also have things like stone and tile, so you can pick the flooring and the wall paint and all like the jazzy stuff, just like you would in like Room Styler or Floor Planner.
Right.
But you also, it's just gym stuff, you can build a room.
Yeah, you can build a room.
There's furniture, so you can put in couches and coffee tables, and it's just like Floor Planner.
I wonder if it's like powered by room.
I don't know, because I mean they are so similar.
Like
in how you set them up.
The way you can move the camera around and take pictures of the area, it feels very Room Styler-ish.
It does, Floor Planner-ish.
For Floor Planner-ish,
yeah.
But it is super cool, and
it's cool. So like you can click on furniture.
Convince Shannon to let me build a gym.
Yeah, that's fun. Not happening. So like they've got bean bags.
So and then please send your donations.
Coffee tables and like office chairs and like they have all kinds of stuff. So anyway, so you will see on the website on the Martin WI site, I've designed a gym that has like a little like bike in it and like a squat rack and
but if you go to if you go to Rogue and then it's the Zeus Gym Builder.
Yes.
If you just
and you have to sign up. You do have to sign up to be like a Rogue. I don't know. You do have to sign
Yeah.
in to be able to use it, but it doesn't. Then they just have your email
I
address.
mean,
and
they
you can block.
created. They spent a lot of money creating it, so
Yeah.
It,
So it's free, but you do have to sign in
Yes.
for it, and then you can.
but
play
also
around.
kudos to Rogue. That's a cool idea.
It's cool. So if you have kids that are interested in, like I was thinking, so Brianna wants to go into business and
Yep.
maybe someday open her own gym. Like this would be such a cool project in like high school business class. If you have kids that want to design other businesses besides, you know, like home building and stuff, like you
Right.
can design a gym. Okay. How would you like run a gym? Like if they're
Yep.
going to do a project or something based on that, this is a really cool visual for them to use. And you have all the lifting equipment to put in there.
100%.
But there's different ways. So in like PE or health class, you could use it if you're encouraging weightlifting and things like that. Like, and some of those days when you're thrown out of the gym because somebody is setting up an event in the gym,
Right.
and you could get kids on a computer, this would be a cool thing for them to do. Like they could
Yes.
set up a gym and then maybe write the workout for the day, and then they could, you know, do
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So,
for sure. I think it's great.
I feel like there's some fun uses for it.
Actually, if you're listening still, hello, thank you for listening, and you're in a business class teacher, having students set up a gym this way would be a very cool project because Rogue will give you what it costs too for the equipment, so you can say, I'm going to do this, how much is it going to cost me, and then you say, okay, cool, now how much do you have to charge people in order to make that
And
make
set up
money?
a whole thing around it. Yeah.
Yeah. How many patrons do you need, or customers, clients, whatever do you need? All of that.
Yeah.
So
Cool. So I know we're still going. I have so many things, so many ideas this week. Okay, still,
this is fun. It's different.
it's fun. It's not. Yeah, it's not our usual. Like I'm teaching you things. Like you have lots of insight. That's why you're on the show with me. So anyway,
I do it because I'm married to you, but also for your sake.
So my next thought in our whole like gym health, like health.
Yep.
This is more health focused. Is a Chrome extension
Okay.
to put onto your computer, and it's called Healthy Browsing.
Yes.
And it's free, and it's got over 9,000 users, and it's so cool. It's really easy. You put the extension on, and you, as a classroom teacher, gym teacher, health teacher, any person who sits on a computer more than an hour a day, basically.
You you can tell your spouse or loved one or
like pass
whatever at
this
home
on.
to add this to their browser.
And what it does is it reminds you to like do healthy things. So like I never think twice about it, but you should blink more often when you're staring at a computer screen. So literally you set these up on your computer. There's a blinking reminder every 20 minutes or however you set it. There's a water reminder, like go drink a glass of water, get out of your seat. There's a stretching reminder. There's a posture reminder. And you can turn on sound or off sound. Thanks for demonstrating your posture. But it's cool because then just like, you know how you get like a little notification on your computer, like if someone chats you or something like that, the little notification comes up that say, hey, you need to blink more and rest your eyes for a second. You need to correct your posture. Hey, are you drinking enough water? And so you can set all these things. So the recommended settings are in there. It's like drink water every 45 minutes, blink every 20 minutes, but you can adjust those. So if you know, like as a teacher, you're not going to get your next bathroom break for 5 hours. You may not want to be chugging water because you can't go anywhere. But
you could set it up how you want to.
Definitely have a stretching reminder, posture reminders, things like that. So I thought it was cool. I'm like, wow, that's just because we all need reminders and we all get caught up in our day. And that's just like a way to be a little healthier, which I thought was cool.
So that's called Healthy Browsing.
Correct. Healthy Browsing. And it is a Chrome extension.
And 9,000 plus users.
Yeah. So
almost 5 stars on the Chrome extension deal.
Check it out. Put it on. Make yourself a little healthier. Try it out for a week or two. And then, you can always take it off. It's a Chrome extension. So
do it.
It's cool. And
Final
then my last one, which kind of goes into the first category of things, but I was geeking out over this one. Totally random. So it's sportsknowhow.com. And it is a site that has lots of information about all kinds of sports. So what you do is you like find the sport that you're interested in between badminton, croquet, bocce, cricket, football, foursquare, ice hockey.
Yeah, I saw hopscotch on there.
Pickleball. I say, but my favorite one is that hopscotch is on here.
Okay.
Not only is hopscotch on here, if you go to Field Court Dimensions.
Oh, look at that.
They have Field Court Dimensions for
We've been doing it wrong.
We have been doing it wrong forever. And I don't know if any of you have little people in your house, but the little miss who's 4.5 years old, we kind of drop our own hopscotch all of the time. And clearly our boxes are not 16 inches long by 16 inches tall.
Yeah.
And 112 inches fully.
From square 1 to square 10.
From 1 to 10. And no, you can't go to 12. There's only 10 squares for hopscotch.
Yeah. That's awesome to know.
Isn't that cool?
It gives you, and this will be in the thing, but
I made
baseball
a picture
field dimensions, like how far from home plate to the base, and how far from the pitcher's mound to the grass line. All that stuff is in there. Speaking of this, so this
isn't that cool?
When I saw Sports Know-How in here, it reminded me of another site that is really good. I just think for anybody who's into sports or physical fitness, but baseball-reference.com.
Okay.
You can go and see the stats of like any team season in baseball, and like learn about different players and player index. Like if you want, like there's statisticians really in baseball really heavily, and you can go in and see like all of the different stats and stuff, and that's one that people talk about a lot. But yeah, so
very cool.
baseball-reference.com.
Yeah.
Nice.
So sportsknowhow.com.
Yeah.
We got all the other sports. You got a little baseball in there too, which is pretty cool. And you can, the history, I'm just impressed with like, horseshoes, cricketball. But my favorite thing though is these field court dimensions, because like if you do it every day, so like if you are in charge of upkeep for like fields and stuff like that you probably know everything, how it's set up. But if you're starting something new, or if you're setting it up out in a field and you don't know, or like if you're a parent and you're coaching your kid or something, even like you don't maybe know all the exact things. So I just think it's a great source for reference, or something that you could give the kids and be like, okay, go investigate a sport you know nothing about.
Right.
Hey, how about bocce? Because while there's lots of leagues around kind of like Milwaukee area, I don't know if people play bocce everywhere. Like,
most people would get like a bocce ball set and they just throw it around their backyard.
Like we do.
Yeah.
And hope for the best.
Here are the dimensions. It's really
not how we play.
The inbound area of play is 10 to 13 feet by 16 feet.
Nice. I'm pretty sure we play within like a 5 feet by 6 feet space, because otherwise it'll go someplace it's not supposed to.
Right.
Awesome. Well, that's our like health gym related amazingness. So thanks for joining us. This has been the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast. If you ever have any questions, you can find me on Twitter at SmartNWI, or on Facebook. There's lots of fun updates on Facebook. And if you want to get more information on the links to the technology discussed in this episode, visit smartnwi.com. New episodes each week. Thanks for listening. Go educate and innovate.
The ideas and opinions expressed on this, the 49th episode of this podcast, and the smartnwi.com website are those of the author Shannon Martin and not of her employer. Prior to using any of the technologies discussed in the podcast, please consult with your employer regulations. This podcast offers no guarantee that these tools will work for you as described, but we hope they do, and we'll talk to you again next week. Thanks for listening.